Good morning, viewers. I am Dr. S. Rajkumar, Associate Professor, SRM MCET, Sivaganga District. In my previous video, I have already discussed about the energy flow models and then food chain, food web under the topic Environment and Biodiversity Unit 1 in the course Environmental Science and Sustainability. In this video, I am going to discuss about the ecological succession. So, ecological succession is nothing but conversion of one ecosystem into another ecosystem. So it involves there are process which is takes place and then steps so that we can discuss in detail and then we can see in this video. So ecological succession, it is an orderly process. So as I mentioned already, one ecosystem is converted into another ecosystem and then it is takes place as changes in community structure and it is mediated through time. So time is a very important parameter in this ecological succession. So this is we can observe that in each and every ecosystem there is an appreciable change in physical environment. We can observe that change that is called as ecological succession. And then before see the process we can see the example. So from this example we can easily understand what is ecological system. So from this slide you can understand that. So we will start from the bare land ecosystem. So an area which is without any plants or animals or any species, only rocky system is there. So in due courses, it is converted into forest ecosystem. How it is possible, how it takes place. So this conversion is called as ecological succession. For example, the bare land ecosystem, which is a rocky system, and then rocks will undergo the weathering due to the lichens, due to climatic change and other parameters, and then it is broken into the species and then fertile soil. Even there is a chance for periodical rain and then and other climatic condition is suitable, and then we can able to observe that there is a chance for establishment of small species like grass or herbs and so on, and then its number will increases. So as we know there is a chance for reproduction if suitable conditions are established, and then its number will increase and then it will grow into shrubs and so on. So once if it is in a greenery area, definitely it will attract some herbivores. So few herbivores will move to this, migrate to this area. And once the herbivores comes and then some insects or some birds and so on, and then it will attract the carnivores also. So like this, so the size of the plants will increase and then herbivores, carnivores numbers will increase, and then at the end it will be appears like an forest. So here the bare land or rock ecosystem is converted into forest ecosystem. It is a very good example for ecological succession. So from this example you can understand what is ecological succession. So as I mentioned already, one ecosystem is converted into another ecosystem, that is the ecological succession. So in this example we can easily understand and then we can able to recall during examination also. So there are three stages. So once in any ecological succession, first any one organism will establish. So that will be called as a pioneer community. As I mentioned in the previous one, maybe it is in a small grass or small herbs and so on. So that may be in a pioneer community. At the end of this process, the dominant species will remain and so on. So that stable community is called as climax community. So what are the communities and then species which is exist or come and move, and then that is called as intermediate communities in the one process. So these are the two ecological succession types. One is primary succession. That is, we will start with from a bare area. So any area or any location due to natural calamities or other things, it may be fully without any species. So that is called as a bare area. And then due causes establishment of small species and everything will take place. That is called as a primary succession. In the secondary succession, already some biotic community is present, and then there is a change in that one, and then a dominant species will remain. That is called as uh, secondary succession. So from this we can understand there are different types of succession based on the where it is started. So starting points and so on we can easily understand. And then if the ecological succession starts from the watery area, it will be called as hydrosphere. If there is only a small amount, only adequate moisture is present in that area, that is called as an reserve. And then bare area or without any moisture or little moisture, that is called as xerosia. So xerosphere is also further classified into three types. If the ecological succession starts from the bare rock area, it is called as a lithosphere. And then sandy zone or sand area, it is called as a samosphere. And then if ecological succession starts from the saline soil, that is called as halosphere. So based on the starting point or where it is started, or based on its water, whether required water is present or little moisture is present, that will be named in the ecological succession. That is, maybe you can expect in the 2 mark question also. And the process, this is very important 5 mark question. There are important process, we will list out that: nudation, invasion, competition and coaction and reaction and so on. So nudation is nothing but without any species, so that is called as a bare area. So we can say that it is in a development of bare area. So as I mentioned in the previous slides also, for example, any forest is present or available. So due to forest fire or due to earthquake or something, the total biotic components is completely cleaned, so that we can observe that without any species. So that kind of establishment or form starting is called as bare area. So nudation is nothing but without anything. So we can easily remember that. So here the development of bare area without any life is called as nudation. So as I mentioned, there are two factors. One is natural parameters or factors which decides the nudation, that is forest fire, cyclone, earthquake, or volcanic eruption and glaciers and so on. Man-made factors and the deforestation, mining, or any accidents due to maybe some type of blast and so on. So it may be due to disease like what we had, pandemic one, and other things may leads to nudation. And then invasion, that is nothing but a key word is the establishment of a single species. So in a bare area, due to migration or due to invasion, small species or one or two species will establish. So that condition is called as an invasion. So this is an establishment of pioneer area, and then it may be due to disposal of seeds or due to animals or birds or any other natural parameters or some. This is called as a pioneer species, which is first established in that one. It is called as a pioneer species invasion, during invasion. So next one, competition and coaction. So you can remember that once its number is increases or pioneer community increases, and then as I mentioned previous slides also, greener area, and then it will attract the herbivores, carnivores and so on. So once its population increases, definitely there is a chance for competition or for its water, space, food, nutrition and other things. So this is called as a competition. So among the species or between the different species, there is a chance for competition. So and then at the end of this competition, maybe the dominant species will remain, or other may be moved away from this one, or it may be killed. That we called as a competition and coaction. And then finally reaction. So here we can take our own example. So we are dominant and then species, and then we are polluting the environment and other things. So for our convenience or for our purpose, we are constructing a large number of industries, and then waste simply discharge into that surroundings or environment, and then we are polluting. So like this, dominant species will interfere or affects this environment. So that is called as a reaction. So due to this one, the environment will be modified due to this action. And this is called as what we are calling it as a pollution and other things, and then water pollution, different type of pollution and so on. So the dominant species, so here we should remember that the dominant species will modify, will influence the environment. That is called as a reaction. And then finally, the more stabilized one, that is in a dominant species, will remain. Other things, as I mentioned already, other least dominant species may be migrated to some other area, or it may be killed, and then once the dominant species will remain, and then that is called as a climax. So or we will call it as a stabilization. So as this was the process, once again we will recollect: invasion, and then before that nudation, invasion, competition and coaction, reaction and stabilization. So these are the important process which present in this ecological success. So this is very similar to the first slide what we saw the diagram or picture. The bare land ecosystem or rocky land ecosystem is converted to forest ecosystem. It is in a different type of representation, that's all. So this is another example of the ecological success. So the purpose of giving the example in the initial itself to understand that concept or understand the process. And then we saw the one example, that is bare land or rocky land ecosystem is converted into another ecosystem or maybe forest ecosystem. Now in this slide you can see that the aquatic ecosystem or hydrosphere is converted to forest ecosystem. So this is explained by the 8 different diagrams. So one is a very small pond. You can observe that, or you can assume that the pond is always replenished water during the rainy season. So this pond ecosystem contains some floating species and so on. So during rainy season, not only water, some soil or muds also will collected in this pond, and then due causes the water carrying capacity of the pond will decreases. Sometimes the floating species may require or acquire or get some roots. That roots may touch the soil and then it will grow into the small plants. And then if it's grow into the number increases periodically, or maybe we can say that simultaneously, the water carrying capacity is decreases because of more deposit of the soil, and then the pond now it is appears like in a marshy land. So some small amount of water may be there, and then a number of trees more, and then finally it is converted into forest ecosystem. So here pond ecosystem is converted into forest ecosystem is another example for the ecological success. So I hope everyone is easily understand this one ecological success. So this is a very important part B type question in your end semester examination. So thank you. We will meet in the next video. Thank you. Thank you very much.